Um, I'm not really sure when it began exactly, but I know it happened at a really young age. Um, I've got a ton of home videos of me walking around my grandparents' living room singing into a hairbrush, sitting on a stool playing a harmonica for about 45 minutes straight. No lie, there's like a 45-minute video of me, just me playing a harmonica. Um, I've had a ton of different drum sets, those those little cheap ones that you buy with the paper heads that break in about 2 weeks. Had a bunch of those. So yeah, I mean, I can't really pinpoint any time where it began, but it was at a really young age. I know that. To tell that story, I kind of have to start from the beginning. So when I was around 8th grade, I got my first guitar. Um, Actually, my uncle bought it for me because my dad didn't think I would play it, so he wouldn't buy me one. But so my uncle bought me one from a pawn shop. I played it a little bit, proved my dad right for about 4 years, and then I picked it back up in about 12th grade. And ever since then, I've been playing and writing songs, and I had a few songs that I wrote when I was younger, around that time, for some girls I was dating, and I hope nobody ever hears those again because they're they're a little embarrassing. But after that, I met my current wife Tiffany, and we got married and had kids. And once that happens, you kind of have a little bit less time to do anything. So my songwriting and guitar playing and singing kind of fell to the wayside because I had to get a job and support a family. That started to become just me playing guitar and singing occasionally. Sometimes at night before the kids would go to bed, I'll just pull out the guitar, play a few songs, and they would sing along. And this one time, we were doing that, and my son decided to get up on the coffee table with a rock band guitar, and he started singing along with me. It was actually Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs. And he just started belting it out, and I've never seen him sing like that before, and I don't know how we got that on film, but we did. And my wife decided to post it on social media just to show our friends and family, and that video went viral. And it had, I think to this day, almost 20 million views on social media. And once that happened, I started getting a lot of people asking me if I had more music, if I had any original songs or anything like that. So at that point I didn't, or I did, but I didn't want them to hear those because they were really old and nobody needs to hear those anymore. But so I started just recording myself doing covers of popular songs and posting them on YouTube, and that started to grow a little bit. And I got back into songwriting. So when I got back into songwriting, I wanted my first song to be a special song. I wanted it to be something meaningful to me. So I thought about my daughter. She was my first child. She changed my life in so many ways, and I wanted to give her something that she could always have to listen to remember me by if anything ever happened to me, or just to have, just something for her. And so I wrote that song, and here we are. When I first posted the video of my daughter and I on TikTok, I could tell right away that it was gonna be good because it was getting shared really quickly. The views were going up really quickly. So I knew it was a good video. Now, I had no idea it was gonna do what it did though. So it started on TikTok. It started getting shared by different pages on TikTok, which I thought was pretty cool. I started getting a lot more followers from that. And then it moved to Instagram. People started taking it and putting it on Instagram, and it started getting shared there. And the big thing that changed everything was Dana White. He's the president of the UFC, and he took my video and put it on his page. Once that happened, then it went everywhere. Then after that, the Today Show found it, or I think he actually sent it to the Today Show, and he sent it to Mario Lopez. So he sent it to all of these people, and that got me a performance on the Today Show. That got me an interview with Mario Lopez. Then Dana invited me to a UFC fight in Vegas during COVID while everything was still closed. So that was a really cool experience because I've been a UFC fan for a long time, and getting to do that was really awesome. So it's just insane what this one video has done for my family and I's life. Things haven't really changed much for me. Like I can still go to a grocery store and walk around and nobody bothers me, but so I guess that's good in some ways, bad in some ways too, but but it is different, you know. I've had a bunch of instances where people come up to me and say, "Hey, are you that singer?" It's kind of cool being a local celebrity, I guess you could say. Yeah, I feel like the same person. I don't feel like anything's different, but it's been a blur. I still can't even believe half of these things have happened to me already. It's a blessing for sure. Like I don't take any of it for granted. And it's definitely a lot busier. I have to sacrifice a lot more time doing things that I used to do. But I love doing it. I mean, I love making music and I love the creative process of it. And it's been fun, to say the least. You know, I'm excited to see what comes next. When I was younger, I did want to make music a career, but I was always afraid to play in front of a bunch of people. You know, I had stage fright issues, so that kind of, I guess, scared me out of it initially, and I didn't really try like I wanted to. I mean, I recorded some songs and I put them on MySpace. That should tell you how old I am, but I mean, that was pretty much the extent of it. A lot of my friends now didn't even really know that I could sing and play. So, to answer the question, yes, I did want to make a career out of it, but it just never really materialized, and then I got married and had kids, and it kind of fell away. But then I guess fate had other plans, and it brought it right back to me. So, I kind of feel like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, at this point in my life, I wasn't really searching for it anymore, and it came back to me, so, I mean, how can I stop now? My musical tastes are pretty diverse. I love country. I listen to country all the time. I love rock, southern rock, classic rock, hip hop. I can listen to any type of music, but I think my home is really southern rock and country music. And it also depends on what I'm doing. You know, I like to work out, so when I'm working out, usually I'm listening to stuff that's a little heavier and stuff that gets you moving, but most of the time, I've got country music playing. I'm not really sure who inspired me to start making music. It's not like I have someone in my family who's really musically inclined or plays instruments or anything like that. So I don't really know where my passion for music started. But, you know, my family's really supportive of everything and they're really encouraging, and I got a really great support system around me that encourages me to keep doing it, and they love what I'm doing, and it's weird to say, but I have fans that like my music now, and it's, you know, it's a really cool thing. And actually a couple months ago, my grandmother has been sick for a really long time. You know, she's been bedridden for a long time, and sometimes she had really bad days, and she said anytime she had a bad day, she would just put my music on and it would make her feel better. And I mean, that was an awesome feeling hearing her say that what I'm doing can help her in a small way. And actually, a few months ago, or probably, I guess about 6 months ago now, she was in the hospital, and I went in there to see her, and her and I had a conversation, and she started crying, and she told me that she feels like this is what I was meant to do, and she's really proud of me, and she just told me don't stop. And that, like, how can I stop now? How can I not pursue this after hearing her say that? And a few months later, she actually passed away, so now I really can't stop. I feel like I have to do this for her. If not for myself, for her, for sure. A lot of times my songs start with the music first. I'll come up with some guitar riff and I'll just play it over and over. And I feel like the music kind of comes out of that. Like, whatever that sound or that music makes me feel, I kind of base the song around that, and I just kind of write what comes out, and then I go from there. And really, once I get the melody started, and once I get the chords down, I kind of I can kind of take that and write anywhere. So anytime I have some free time, I will write songs, like when I'm cutting the grass, or when I'm doing any other kind of mindless activity where I don't have to put a lot of thought into it. I'll write songs. I've written a lot of songs on that lawnmower. All of my songs that I've written so far have been written by myself. I Until recently, I had never tried to write a song with anyone else. So, to answer that question, all my songs are written by just me. I think the thing about music that makes me feel passionate is that, it can touch so many people. Like, you can create something that can literally help other people process their emotions and get through something that they're having a hard time, just because they can relate to the song. And it's just amazing what music can do. Like, you can be having a bad day and just listen to a song, and it can help you have a better day. And not only that, but it's also a really therapeutic process for me as well. I'm able to kind of, if I'm feeling, sad or upset or happy or whatever, I'm able to put those things into a song, and it can help me process those emotions as well. There's really not many things you can do in life that are like that, that can help you, at the same time helping other people get through what they're going through. I guess that I'm a really passionate person. I think it also shows my sensitive side a lot of times. I don't really write a lot of songs that are like party songs, I guess. I just feel like I write better songs when I write about stuff that's real to me and stuff that's, deeper. So I guess it kind of shows that I'm just that kind of person. I do like to party though, so. But yeah, I definitely feel like it shows that I'm a deeper person, that I like, I have a lot more feelings inside of me that I like to show. Of my own music, I think my favorite would have to be Mississippi Mud. Not only is it kind of personal to me because it's sort of my story, but not 100%, but it's the kind of music that I like to listen to. It's the kind of music that I like to play. It's just everything all rolled into one with that song, and I still feel like it's the best song that I've ever written. Lyrically, I also spent a ton of time on it. Like, I think I wrote that song and I didn't get it recorded. I think there was like a year span in between, and I was trying to do it myself. So I spent a lot of time on that song, and I put a lot of work into that song. So I think that one's definitely my favorite. My ambitions as an artist are to, obviously I would love to do this as a career. You know, it gets really difficult having a job and doing this at the same time. So to just be able to do this would be amazing. But I feel like that would just be icing on the cake, because to be able to make songs that other people actually want to listen to and and enjoy hearing you play, you know, there's really not a better feeling than that. To create something and have other people appreciate it the way that you do, it's just an awesome feeling. So I would like to do this as a career. Obviously, I would like to be able to play, you know, bigger venues and be able to have bigger shows and do this for a living. That would be amazing. But I also feel like just being able to get my music out there, like especially nowadays with social media, you can anyone can hear your music, and that's proof of why I'm here right now. I mean, millions of people have heard that song I wrote, and and just having other people connect with it in the same way that you do, it's just an awesome feeling. My favorite instrument to play is guitar. I've always wanted to play guitar since I was a kid, and when I finally got one and started playing it, then I really fell in love with it. And I don't know what it is, but it's such a versatile instrument, and you can do so many things with it and play so many different styles of music, and it's nearly impossible to master. There's just so many different styles that, I mean, you could spend your whole life trying to master the guitar, and you'll probably never get there, because you'll always feel like you can be better in a certain area, and that's just that's just awesome to me. That it's something you can always strive to get better at. I wish I was a lot better than I am, because listening to a guitar solo and in a song is just, I love guitar solos. My favorite song is probably Freebird, and it's because of the guitar solo. I've listened to that solo so many times. So if I could master one instrument and play it like people like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimmy Page or Jimi Hendrix, I mean, those guys are just amazing, the way they can pick that thing up and just play it. Man, there are so many people in the country music industry that I admire. I mean, I grew up listening to people like George Strait and Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, all those guys I've looked up to my whole life. Even some of the newer artists, you know, like Luke Combs and Thomas Rhett. You know, I really like the way Thomas Rhett includes his family and everything. It kind of gives me hope that I can do the same thing, you know. And but I think really it's the guys like Chris Stapleton and Keith Urban, Brad Paisley, those guys that can play the guitar really well and sing and write songs. Those people really inspire me, because like I said, I'm a guitar guy at heart. Like, I love guitar. So yeah, those guys I really look up to. One artist that I'd like to collaborate with, dead or alive. Um, Man, that's tough. I'd probably say Chris Stapleton. He's I love the music that he creates, like that bluesy, soulful sound that he has, and the music that he writes is kind of similar to the kind of stuff that I like to write. And he's also really good at guitar, and I feel like him and I could come up with something really good. What is one venue that I would hope to play? Well, obviously, you know, when you play country music, you want to play the Opry, you want to play at the Ryman. Those two places are obvious, so I don't want to say that. But I think one place that I specifically remember wanting to be on that stage and just hoping one day that I could be was, and they don't do this anymore, it was Bayou Country Superfest in Tiger Stadium. I grew up an LSU fan, so I was in that stadium all the time. And being able to be in that stadium with all those people and watching those artists play, I always remember just thinking, man, I wish I could be up there. So I think if I could pick one place like that to play, it would be there. I think that would be awesome, and it'd be like living a childhood dream to me. So Mississippi Mud to me really is about following your dreams and staying true to who you are and where you come from. I mean, I feel like a lot of people will try to be someone else and try to be something that they're not just to fit in or just to try to make it in an industry or something like that. And I don't want that to happen to me. Like I want to stay true to myself and stay true to the music that I like to create. And no matter what that means. And I think that's kind of the meaning behind the song. It's just about a guy who is following his dreams and he's not going to stop until he gets where he wants to be. But he always remembers where he came from. I got the inspiration for Mississippi Mud from a trip to Nashville. It was actually my first trip to Nashville. My wife and I went with some friends to see Luke Combs in concert, Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen. And we had never been to Nashville, so we decided to make a trip out of it. And, what I thought was cool about Nashville is that it doesn't matter what bar or hotel or anything you go in downtown, there's live music playing. And I just thought that was really cool that all of these people just pack up their lives and move to Nashville just to try to play music for a living, that they believe in it that much. And I just think that's really awesome and something that I wish I would have done when I was younger. I wish I had the balls to do it. So yeah, I saw all that, and actually I had my guitar with me in Nashville, and I was in the hotel room one night. I just started playing a little guitar riff, and the lyrics just sort of came from there. And I wouldn't call it autobiographical exactly. I think I use a lot of influences from my own life in it, like things about the Mississippi River, because that's actually what it's about. Mississippi Mud is the Mississippi River mud that got deposited over years of the river flooding before there were levees. And that's actually the ground that I grew up on and the ground that my house is built on. And so I used a lot of influences from that, from my own life, and tied it into the story. So I guess in a way it is autobiographical, but not 100%. One thing I'd like my fans to know is, and it's really weird saying that because I don't feel like I'm like a big artist or anything that has fans, so it's still weird to me to say that I have fans. But I'm constantly working on my craft. I'm constantly working on new music. I'm trying as much as I can to get stuff out there as quick as I can and to move forward with everything. I know a lot of times it takes me a while to get anything out. Having this other job and having a family to support sometimes gets in the way. But just know I have new stuff coming, and it'll be out soon, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. And I just want to thank all of y'all just for supporting me and helping make my dream become a reality. I couldn't do it without y'all. Couldn't do it without the people who listen to my music and who support me. So thank y'all for that.